Like this video to support. Join our YouTube family now and never miss out on epic content, entertainment, and surprises. Hit that subscribe button. Let's start. Spoiler alert.
The film opens in California. Antonio Flores works as a valet. He rides his bike through a rally for city developer and billionaire Vincent Royce, who is planning a deal that would gentrify the neighborhood and take out many small businesses. Antonio continues to go and pick up his teenage son Marco, sharing custody of him with his ex-wife Isabel. He also lives with his mother Cecilia, who is in a new relationship with their neighbor, Mr. Kim, who Antonio is uncomfortable with. Also in the neighborhood is Natalie, a bike shop owner who is friendly with Antonio. Later that night, Isabel arrives to pick up Marco. She speaks with Antonio privately, informing him that she is seeing a new man named Ronnie and that she owes $12,850 in payments. Elsewhere in the city is superstar actress Olivia Allen. After wrapping up a day of shooting, her assistant Amanda helps Olivia sneak around the paparazzi. She goes to Vincent's home since they are having an affair, despite him being married to Catherine, whose father owns the company he works for. However, Olivia starts to feel guilty about the affair and decides to walk out, even though Vincent insists that he really loves her and will leave Catherine for her. Olivia gets in her ride, but as Vincent runs out to stop her, Antonio rides his bike into the car. As Olivia and Vincent help him up, a nearby paparazzo snaps a pic of Olivia. News later circulates that Olivia was seen in front of Vincent's house, sparking affair rumors just days before Olivia is set for the premiere of her latest film, Earhart, where she portrays Amelia Earhart. Catherine sees the photo herself and becomes suspicious, but Vincent convinces her otherwise. Fearing the loss of his fortune, Vincent sends his assistant Daniel to locate Antonio and have him pretend to be Olivia's boyfriend to divert bad press away from him and Olivia. She, in turn, also agrees to the deal, so there is no controversy overshadowing her movie premiere. Olivia meets Antonio at his job, where she kisses him in front of his CO workers whose jaws all hit the floor. She takes him out to lunch, where the paparazzi and other eager fans look on, giving off the impression that the two really are dating. Meanwhile, a private investigator named Stegman, hired by Catherine, shows up to take pics, while another PI, Kapoor, is hired by Vincent to check in on Olivia. While at the restaurant, many snobby patrons mistake Antonio for the waiter and order water from him, which Olivia quickly fixes. Soon, Isabel finds out about Antonio's new relationship and becomes jealous. Antonio later joins Olivia for the Earhart premiere. Cecilia watches the news coverage at home with Mr. Kim and her grandchildren. Antonio is nervous and awkward with the reporters. After the movie, Catherine approaches Antonio and questions his profession. Catching on to her condescension, Antonio stands up for himself and even tells Catherine she doesn't know Olivia the way she thinks she does. Antonio then finds Olivia very drunk, so he walks her through the kitchen to take her home with his brother-in-law Benny. The kitchen staff cheer on Antonio like their hero. The guys then take Olivia home and let her sleep in Antonio's bed. After putting Olivia to rest, Cecilia tells Antonio about how she genuinely is in love with Mr. Kim, even though neither of them speaks English. In the morning, Antonio's whole family shows up to be hospitable to Olivia, all wanting to hear stories from her, and also helping her with her hangover. Isabel shows up and also questions how he apparently got successful with Olivia. After breakfast and taking a picture with the family, Olivia appears to part ways with Antonio so that they don't have to keep up the charade. However, Vincent overhears that Olivia went home with Antonio, so he orders that she continue to be followed. Olivia receives rave reviews for her film, but she finds herself lonely with nobody to celebrate her success with. She remembers that Marco is doing a school play, so she makes a surprise appearance and joins Antonio and his family. Afterwards, she hangs out with them at a restaurant, where Antonio finds out from Natalie that her shop is going to be closed when Vincent's development plans go in effect. Isabel starts trying to make out with Antonio until he comes clean that his relationship with Olivia is made up. Antonio and Olivia begin to walk home and bond as actual friends. Kapoor joins Stegman once they find out what the other one is up to, and they follow Antonio and Olivia back to his place. They stake out across the street, and Olivia tells Antonio to pretend to have sex with her so they can record it, since she knows the Royces sent them. Later on, the two talk more, and Olivia expresses how she doesn't see her family or have many real friends. They then sleep together platonically. The next day, Antonio meets Isabel at the coffee shop, thinking she wants to get back together. But she just tells him that she is staying with Ronnie because Antonio always doubts himself and doesn't believe he deserves what he really does. Antonio returns home upset, then argues with Olivia over how she used him for publicity and breaks up with her so that paparazzo can see. Vincent shows up since the PIs showed him pics of Olivia supposedly having sex with Antonio, so Vincent punches him in the face and says he's not getting paid. Daniel later shows up to Antonio's job and gives him a check for $25,000, much more than what Antonio originally requested. Although he tries to decline the check, Daniel speaks to him in Spanish and believes Antonio deserves it. Remembering what Isabel said, Antonio takes the check. Stegman and Kapoor continue to watch Antonio's apartment and see Cecilia with Mr. Kim. Things take a tragic turn when Cecilia suffers a heart attack. When Antonio meets the whole family at the hospital, his sister informs him that their mother is gone. The family holds a funeral for Cecilia, and Antonio delivers a touching speech in English so that Mr. Kim's daughter can translate for him and let him know how happy he made Cecilia in her final days. While at work, Antonio is stunned to see Vincent show up and not even recognize him. Realizing that Olivia is wasting her time with a jerk, he drives to her movie set, where they reconcile and she offers condolences for Cecilia's passing. Olivia says she will break up with Vincent. Catherine later grabs Vincent's phone and uses it to call the number for Olivia, which Vincent uses a fake name for. With help from Antonio, the ladies work together and expose Vincent's lies and the fact that he is embezzling. Catherine makes amends with Antonio and Olivia, and as gratitude, she honors Antonio's request to stop Vincent's gentrification plans. Vincent is arrested and the small businesses are saved. Stegman and Kapoor also become great friends and move in together. Antonio starts dating Natalie. He and Olivia continue being friends and talk about his love life while the paparazzi and fans take pictures.
Please make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. Check out the other videos if you watched this video all the way through. Cheers.